Yo. What's up, guys? Alright, we are live, it looks like. Let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and post on my story real quick. I'll post this in the Discord, and then I'm gonna be in here. I've got a really cool idea. I'm about to start producing, so you don't want to miss out. Gotta fix the hair. Oh, that's... What's up, everybody? Mateo, Liminal State. Yo, hey, guys. Can you send a demo? Yes, the demo link is in the description. It's in my Discord. Just come on into the Reflection Discord. That is my new home for everything. But yeah, that's where I'm taking... You can just send the tracks in the feedback channel inside of there. And that's where I'm going to be listening to them. Alright, almost done. Just going to post in the Discord real quick. And then I have a cool idea for producing. I'm going to produce for a little bit. And then we are going to be streaming. Or feedbacking. I'm trying to multitask here. I'm also like, okay. The Discord channel said that isn't valid. Hold up. We go and check that real quick. But thank you for the heads up on that one. Let me see. I was having someone else tell me this was like a little bit weird with this link too. So let me just try one more time. Alright. Everybody try the Discord link now. But yo, what's up? Everybody who's just coming in. Third wave. Hey. Avid. Says the invite. Yeah, try the invite now. I just edited it, so it should work. And alright, okay, I posted everywhere. Cool. So let's get this production idea going. So basically what I wanted to try doing here is I have like these acid sounds, like all these cool 303s. Yo, what's up to everybody just coming in? Jay Sparkling, Ivan. Rahart, what's up, man? Has expired? Wait, try the new one. Okay, I'm literally just gonna put this in the chat for you guys. Okay, everybody, the link I just put in the chat, that's the link to my Discord. That's the link to go and submit a track for feedback. It's in there in the feedback channel. That link should work. I tested it. Okay, so basically, back to the producing. So, are they from a real 303? Yes, but the thing about these, so this is kind of pulled. If you guys know about Breakbeat Paradise, it's actually low-key, like, kind of some sauce I have not revealed. Super sick place. I won't tell too much about that. But if you know, you know. But basically, this is just like this collection of these acid noises that I got. And I think some of them are made with the 303. Some of them are probably made with, like, all different other synths. But yeah, they just sound really cool. But the thing about using the audio is, like, you just get a different texture to it, you know? I think it's going to be a different feel than if I just sit here and, like, try to, like, from scratch synthesize the 303. And I'm going to put together a few of these, too, to kind of make it a bit more interesting. Yo, Concrete Panther, what's up? Okay, you guys said the link is working? Cool. Sounds like we got some new people coming in, which is cool. I'm going to turn my voice down a little bit. Alright, that's a little bit better. Gotta like mix it with the other Ableton. Okay. So we got that one. We're gonna get that one is cool. And see, they're all like slightly different, and I think this could really create some Alright, let's use this one. I really just wanted to get like 3. Yo, RDZ. How's it going, man? Butter, yo. Kinda cool. Hey, guys. Man, yo, what's up? How's everyone doing? Nice little party we're having here. I was streaming pretty frequently, and then I came home for the holidays. So I was chilling a little bit, not streaming as much, but now I'm back on here. So, good to see everybody. If you haven't already, hop in the Discord. I sent the link in the chat. I can send it again if it gets buried. But yeah, so let's go to like 136. That feels good. And I'm just going to put in 2 notes on this one. Alright, so we're kind of getting somewhere here. But yeah, it's like these multiple different 303s kind of creating the pattern. Again, it's going to give you a different feel than just trying to sit here and program it. Also, the glide sounds kind of... Should make it dubs. Hey, watch it there, buddy. And we can kind of have like these two bouncing in and out too. When you hear like they're all kind of like bouncing off each other. We put all different. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Reason why we didn't do a drum rack, actually I can explain this pretty easily, is because of the glides. You can't do these like gliding notes like the... You can't do that with a drum rack. Maybe you could, but it would just be like a very convoluted and extra process to try to do that. So that's why we did it this way. Oh, let's use that one. But this way is cool too, because you kind of get just a bit more character. And we can put like a bunch of delay on this one that just hits one time. Alright, so we got a super nice little groove here. I wanna take that. Okay, so let's duplicate this over a bunch of times. And part of me wants to do a techno kick with this, and part of me wants to do a break beat. But I think what we're actually gonna do, okay. We're gonna do a techno kick. Well, first thing I'll do is I'm gonna set up a little side chain. So let's just get like literally anything. That. Alright, and then... So this is just going to be like a side chain so that we can kind of control the side chaining a little bit more. I'm going to mute it, and it's just going to go doom, 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 quarter notes, just like a kick. You really tried the TB303. Oh yeah, I've tried that. It's pretty cool. I mean, I have my own Ableton rack that I made a little bit ago too that I usually use. Like, pretty much if you've heard a track of mine that has a 303 in it, ironically, it's not this right now. But if you heard a 303 in one of my tracks, it's probably from that 303 rack I made. Well, the move here is we're going to do breakbeat and the kick. I'll show you. So, I'm gonna go ahead and get the side chain going. So yeah, we got the side chain that. And we're gonna get a kick, like a techno kick. I'm just gonna use one of mine. But then I'm gonna put the breakbeat with it too. Alright, let's repitch this. Kick doesn't really work with it. Oh, let's see. Right, we can have that, but then we can also have a breakbeat with it. I think that's the move. Like some old school hardcore type stuff. Why you ain't compress anything? Dude, I don't really use compression. I feel like, well, I did used to use a lot of compression, actually, back in the day. And, you know, ironically, like, that over this would be sick. But ironically, like, when I stopped over compressing my stuff, that was when my tracks started getting signed. So, like, really, I think less compression is better. Like, I think compression, people think it's one of those things, like, you get locked into this thought pattern where it's like, okay, I have to put a compressor on this sound. Like, even if I just put this dry kick in and I already like the dry kick, like, nah, I'm going to use a little bit of compression to shape it or do whatever. And on an intellectual or, like, textbook level, yes, like, you are doing that. You're shaping your own sound, you know, you're making it. But really, like, a lot of times you're just kind of messing it up. So that's why I don't do that. That sounds sick. But there's still a little bit that needs to be done. I need like a hi-hat. I have this one little loop down here. Like just like a Oh, that's not even actually a good hi-hat. But see, the thing is, that hi-hat is probably good for some track. But you really just gotta, like, find the right hi-hat for every track. It's not about finding, like, the perfect sample. It's about finding the perfect sample for the actual, like, groove that you're making. Not just, like, some magical sample. Let's try that one. Maybe a little bit more low-key. Oh, there's like some weird. Key to getting signed is not over compressing. Dude, it really is. Well, really the key to getting signed is like, be good at building relationships. That's the first thing in the music industry. But also, like, yeah, not over compressing. Really just being more, like, aware of, like, when you need to do that stuff. Chop the breakbeat. Yeah, we could probably do some cool stuff. But I like this groove. Most drums are already compressed. Well, the other thing about the compression, we hard groove. Yeah, we kind of are hard grooving low-key. Yeah. But the thing about the compression, too, is, like, or, like, in terms of, like, things already having compression, that's the other thing. A lot of people approach it from a perspective, and I've done this way too much as well myself. It's essentially like this perspective where it's like, okay, we're gonna get like a raw sample, and then I'm gonna add the stuff to it to make it what I want, and I'm gonna do that to every element in the track, and then by the time I'm done, I've done all these little processes to every element to kind of like bring them all together. That's gonna make it work. Well, good luck trying to do that, because that's when you end up with these overcompressed tracks. What it really is it's like, you want to find the textures and bring them together. It's like, instead of saying, oh, this is instead of looking for like a basic raw 909 kick, for example, that you could put a bunch of processing on and make it super fat, it would honestly probably be better to just sample a 909 kick from an old track that might have some compression and some limiting and mastering on it already, and then just like, you have that texture from that, and then you can hear something else. Maybe it's like a sample you already have, or a sample from a track, or a sample from a sample pack, and go, oh, that would go really well with the texture from this other sample. Like, yeah, that's something I think about a lot. It's kind of like, I mean, it's a little bit of a rant, but it's like, it's not about like it's like about bringing stuff together rather than like, oh, I'm gonna get everything at this like super basic raw state, and like, because that's how you end up making stuff that sounds really good. I think we need to cut out some bass from this, but we got a nice little groove here. I could even try a different one here. Sign in Blood. Yeah, we definitely won't be doing that. Yo, but speaking of signing, I'm opening my label Reflection back up soon. I'm actually got the first release dropping early this year. In 2022. I'm really excited for you guys to hear this, man. I have like my goals of what I'm trying to do this year with the music really set, and like, you guys are gonna see this. Okay, this is a place where I think using some drum bus actually won't mess it up. How about the GarageBand mobile? It's like a mobile game stream. I'm just doing like a FL Studio mobile stream on an iPad. Alright, now the last thing over this that I think is gonna make this cool is like one of these. So let's create a lot more signs. Well, also mixing is like a lot. Oh, there it is. A lot of people are like, "Oh, I'm gonna fix my track in the mix." Like, nah, like that might have worked back in the day. Like I was talking about this with my friend. Like, yeah, like in the 90s when you were making a beat on an MPC and you didn't have the full access to everything to make it sound really good, it was okay to like make something kind of sound weird and then be like, "Oh, they're gonna fix it in the mix." Cause yeah, but like nowadays, like, it's all really like, mixing is really more like volume, you know? So you have to have good sounds going in. You can't make bad sounds or a bad melody or a bad whatever and then be like, oh yeah, mixing is going to fix it, because that just isn't how it works. Raw drum sounds sound good. Also on the drum stuff, yeah, it's kind of like half and half. It's like, find something that sounds good already, but also like, don't, sometimes you do have to process stuff. I need to pinch that down, but I'm gonna copy the sidechain on first. You don't compress and take all volumes. Nah, dude, that's not true. Like, yes, mastering a little bit, but like, I promise you, like, I've had tracks that really had zero compression on them at all. There's not a single compressor in the project file, and it's like no problem. You just have to get the mix right, like I said, and it really just comes down to like knowing what needs to be the loudest. Like, for example, if you're making techno, make sure the kick and bass are the loudest. The orchestra hit rave step, dude. I got it. Alright, there we go. So, we got a little idea here. Believe, though, that it's time for feedback. So, if you haven't already, I'm going to send the link in the chat real quick. Send your, send your tracks in there for feedback. Hold up, I'm going to go into OBS real quick here and change this over. Ah, there we go. Okay, cool. So, hey guys, what's up? So, let's go over to the reflection chat here on feedback. Alright, my computer hates this, but it's okay. Alright, so, we're going to be doing feedback. I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom here and then scroll up and see what was sent recently while streaming. And we're just going to go from the top down here. If you guys want to skip the line a little bit, you can go ahead and send a little donation. The link is in the description. Donations get a little bit deeper feedback. And also, I will listen for longer and all that. Plus, you can skip the line. So, yeah, link is in the description for that. Alright, let's start here with Morit. Or Morit, not sure how to say that. New rave. Yeah, man, I'm trying to take it and do like a different thing there. Alright, here we go. Let's see what's going on. Oh, we got like some jungle vibes. Oh, these chops are cool. Like the little like stutters, like the kind of square pusher. Okay, I know it. So the first thing is this break, like the drums need more high end, more low end as well. Like right now it kind of sounds like, okay, it's like a full break should be like this taking up kind of like this whole spectrum, right? But right now it kind of feels like your break beat is in this like box, like in the mid range, and it's not really hitting the low end, it's not really hitting the high end. The answer to that is keep the break beat you have if you want to. You could I would honestly like change it, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna have the thing like I do in the videos where you got the kick, the snare, the hi-hat, and then like a nice break beat, maybe two if you need one for the highs, one for the mid-range, or one that takes up everything. But I think that would really help this. The other thing I would say, because that's like 90% of it too, because like it's kind of like with the techno, like when you switch out like a bad kick and bass for a good one, all of a sudden you have a good track. Kind of the same thing here, I think, which is not that you have a bad track, but I think that would make your track kind of like very quickly go to the next level. So we got that. The other thing is I would take these vocals, don't use all the vocals, like chop some of them. Like it's cool how she's just kind of going and going. What you should do is pick like one or two of the catchiest and most like memorable and just best takes and lines, you know, the things that just really stand out as the best parts of that, and chop it, and maybe have a little bit more instrumental space in between. Oh, by the way, Acid Bat, send your track. Now you have to send it. Just send it, bro. I won't roast you. Oh, that was a nice fill. yeah, so I think it's just that if you can get that breakbeat, you know, a little bit nicer and all that, that would really help. But cool. So this next one here is from Tayu. I think that's how you say that. Hopefully, we gonna find out. In my face. Pause. Okay, this is pretty solid for like tech house. Yeah, this is pretty like. Oh, it's very close. It's very close. It's like 98%. Okay, bro, this is a pretty good track. Like, you got the arrangement, all that's super functional, super good for tech house, all that. You're like 98, 99% there. What you're missing, the kick, it needs to be a bit fatter. To be honest, like, I still think you can take it to the next level. And, like, what I would really do is keep the high end of this kick and try either sampling kick. Like, I mean, dude, you could honestly, like, for a tech house, you could literally sample a track from, like, or sample a kick from any track, and like you'd be fine. And that's not to say like stealing, but it's like what you should do is get the low end of a really, really, really fat kick. Like really listen to those references and see how much their kick is booming, because you'd be surprised. And maybe even just borrow a low end from there, and then you can like really get that kick pumping. Also, all your little sounds on top, like that wah wah wah, all these little synths that are coming in. Like that stuff kind of needs a bit more character. So like maybe put those in a group, little bit of saturation or something that's blended, and like maybe a delay that has like a lot of character to it. Could really help that. Follow these people. Yeah, everybody follow everyone. Alright, this next one is from Liminal Slate. Oh, we got like some wave vibes going on. Oh, yo, Jesse, thanks for the donation, man. Gonna do yours next. Alright, I like these vocals. Definitely Witch House for sure. This is cool. Here's what you gotta do. Make your bass a bit fatter. Also, like, you have a respace. Open the filter. Like, open the filter up a little bit more mid-range and highs through. Because that bass is gonna be super fat if you just open up the filter. Maybe automate it so like by this drop that we're at right now, it's super open. Other than that, I think you just kind of clean everything up a little bit. Maybe make it a little bit just more, yeah, like I said, clean and straightforward and not like crunchy or muddy. Alright, let's see this next one here. So this is from, so it's the one with the guy's face. Let's see this. Oh, is this the guy's face? Let's see. Justine. Alright, let's hear this. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. I'm not like an American.
Comes for a moment itself is all about being washed by the music, feeling the atmosphere, meeting other people who feel the same as you do about the tracks that are being played. As soon as you pull your phone out, you lose all that. You lose the essence of the reason why you're there. You lose the essence of the reason why you're there. You lose the essence of the reason why you're there. You lose the essence of the reason why you're there.
People filming.
10 years ago,
Yeah, this Carl Cox sample is cool.
I'd go to a club to connect with people.
I feel where you're going kind of with like the break
The
beat,
mini eye to
techno thing.
exchange.
Honestly, I'm not crazy about the chord progression. If you would change that, like, try doing like 1, 4, 6, 7, and then back up to the root, like, which if I played that in here, like, I'll just get. Alright, here, I'm gonna play this on a sine wave. So, like, say we're in C minor, this would be the progression. You know, kind of that more, like, dark, like, techno sounding. And that's something you could do, like, where you could literally just go and change that progression, like, same patterns, same all of that, but just change the notes the chords are playing and that the bass line is playing.
Ideas, kisses, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
That you can't capture.
Actually, yeah, I think I said it right. Also, the kick, I would go for more, like, if you listen to, like, I would go for more of, like, an Afterlife type of kick. Like, same advice I gave to the last one, actually. Like, even, you could sample a kick, even if you don't use it in the final track, just to kind of study what their kicks are doing. I think it's a bit less clicky, a bit less emphasis on the click, and a bit more emphasis on the, like, boom. Like, it's almost like a very, very fat 808 kick. Like, I have a few here that are exactly what I'm talking about, so I'll just play those really quick so I can kind of show you what I mean. You know, like that kind of stuff. Would it be more interesting to finish with a 7th chord? Nah, this is not really that place where you could just be like, oh, like add the make it a 7th chord. You could do that, but it still is kind of like, it's a good thing, but inside of something that wouldn't be still as good as I think if you just had like a different chord. It's an 808 from Ableton. Oh, I bet, yeah. Yeah, those guys, it's literally just 808 sounds a lot of the time.
Gonna be on a dance floor.
You lose the essence of the reason why you're there.
You actually have a nice atmosphere though, like with the synths.
You lose
And I like the sound design there with that kind of crunchy synth.
the essence.
Let it flow through you.
Oh, also here, you could definitely use more of like a hi-hat on the upbeats. Like, right now you just have like, it's kind of like that. You need like that. Like, you really need that upbeat hi-hat. Like, you know, something like this. Like, literally you could just drop this loop I'm about to play in here. You can literally just drop this in. You know, you just need that, like,
You lose
Together, that feeling. Together.
Alright, second part of the second break.
Together, that feeling. Together.
There's some things that you can't capture. You feel it. You let it flow.
In these breakbeat parts, honestly, I'd bring in a breakbeat too. Like, go and get something maybe from, like, the Jungle Pack or, like, Damage or something like that.
Through you. And you let it.
I'd just have a breakbeat over that too. You can even do a breakbeat in these parts if you wanted to, but you're not like 60% there though, and it's not hard the things that you have to change. But I think it's just that guidance of like knowing what it is that you need to change.
Let it flow through you. And you let it go.
Will you teach me how to make sloppy kicks if I don't it? Yeah, sure, bro. Send whatever it's called. Send a link for like a track that has the type of kick you want in the feedback. And if you send a little donation, I'll show you how to make those really quick. For sure. Be nice, be added. So yeah, thanks again for the donation, man. Again, I think your track's close. You just need a little bit more stuff. But again, it's just like doing the right things, not just like working on it, like smarter instead of harder. Cool. So this next one here is from Rahart. Go out. No sleep. Rave is the solution.
Hello, Discover here to explain our cashback.
Oh no, come on, bro. You can't do me like that. Hold up. We're just literally gonna reopen SoundCloud, and I'll bet you I won't have to listen to the ad. Dude, SoundCloud literally makes you listen to ads like on your own music. That's private. Oh, here we go. It worked. No ad. Okay, bro, I feel where you're going with this. First of all, if you have anything on the master, take it all off. Like, whether it's a mastering rack, or maybe you just put, like, some saturation or something on there, just take it off. Try to get everything super clean, because, yeah, it's quite muddy. And the muddiness is coming from, I'm assuming there's some stuff on your master channel, so right off the bat, get rid of that. But then that muddiness is not going to be completely solved by that. So what you're also going to have to do, let's go back. I guarantee the kick has a lot of saturation or like drum bus or something like that on it. And yes, that will make your kick hard, but obviously like then you get kind of messy. It's really lacking in the low end too. Like your track has kind of got like this weird curve going on where there's a lot of low mid-range, a lot of mid-range, and then really not that much high end. So like that's something I'd also work on, is just really trying to get like, yeah, like there's just really not a good low end. Like if there was like, it sounds like you actually do have a rumble kick. You just probably don't have it like super. Well, it's probably getting covered a little bit by saturation. You know, if you would just have that bass really coming through, and there was like a nice like underneath everything, I think that would hold the groove together a lot. Cool. So next one here is from Concrete Panther. This is like the point where it's actually like pretty good. Like it's, you know, it's a pretty nice track. Like musically you're doing good stuff. It's still kind of lacking though. I'll break that down. Yeah, like musically this is good.
Such
But your kick is severely lacking. Like if you that sounds kind of it's mainly just a punch of the kick. It's like your low end actually is pretty good. I like the groove that's happening too, how you have the rumble, but you also kind of have that low mid range. But the actual like punch of the kick is not really there. So what you need to do is get a fatter kick, man. Like I'll show you what I'm talking about. Like maybe something kind of like this, you know. Once it loads. You know, like that really just full sounding, like, smacking punch. And then it also comes down to the way you mix it, too. Like, it just needs to be turned up a little bit. That's the mid-side sounding. Mid-side is good. I wouldn't worry about that too much, though. Especially if you're making techno, because if you're making techno, it's going to be played in a mono club anyway. So, yes, the mid-side is good. Especially if you're trying to make, like, maybe something that's a little bit more aimed for streaming services, but ultimately, like, you need to focus on getting it really good in the low end. Cool. So, next one here is from Ivan. Oh, that kick smacks. No problem, Concrete Panda. Ivan, I like this track. It's pretty good. I'm definitely getting some like Alex Stein vibes. Terminal M. Okay, here's the thing. Your kick actually is a smacker. It's just missing. Like, what you need to do is, like, whatever you have for the high end, whether it's, like, you have, like, a layer that's the high end and a layer that's the low end or whatever, turn down the high end layer and turn the low end layer up a little bit. Now, you're going to turn the high end layer down maybe, like, -5 or -6, but the low end layer, you would really only want to do plus, like, 1 or 2. You don't need to smash that one too much. It's really more about turning the high end layer of your kick down a little bit so that the low end will be louder, not because it's turned up super loud, but just because it's not as loud as that high end. So yeah. Watching that, oh nice. That one stream Alex Stein did, it's like a master class he did or something at, I forget what it was, but I watched it a while ago. It really opened up my eyes. He was talking about how, like, try to it's like he tries to get away with, like, as little sounds as possible and just making stuff really simple. I don't know.
That
he really opened my eyes with that. Hey, chill on this thing.
Liegt die polnische Befestigung auf der Westerplatte unter die...
Oh, okay, here we go. Pretty good kick here. Still though, could be a bit less saturated. Like, assuming you have some kind of saturation on this kick to make it fatter, turn that off and just turn the volume up. I promise you this will instantly sound better. Well, I'm with it though, like, kind of like a Schranz beat. I like Schranz a lot, actually. His bass is fat as hell, man. And I like that lead line too. You have good elements, dude. Your track is just a bit muddy. I would just go through any, like, saturation, compression. Just try turning it off and turning stuff up to be as loud. I promise you, like, you'll get the same effect. Alright, we just got a donation from A right here. How do I make this kind of kick? Alright, let's hear it. So yeah, if you guys want to, it's not just feedback. Also, if you guys want to donate for sound design requests, like how to make a sound, I could totally do that too. Same price. But yeah. Alright, first we gotta wait for Dr. Jane Goodall. Alright, go on. There you go. Oh, you know what? This kind of kick, I could probably tell you how to make this right now. So, let's switch back over to Ableton. I'm gonna do this very quickly. So, okay, we're looking at Ableton here. So, what we're gonna do is, first, you're gonna start with like an 808 kick. Like, let's literally just use Ableton's 808. So this is the one that everybody has right off the bat when you get Ableton. That one right there. Alright, so we're going to do quarter notes. Let's take this to like a afterlife tempo, 123. It's good saturation for kick plugin. There's a lot. I honestly like FabFilter Saturn 2. That's the one I use. Those kicks, those techno kicks, like the ones you guys have been hearing a lot actually on my channel, all Saturn 2. Okay, so anyway, so you're starting with your 808 kick. Right? So the first thing you're going to do, we're going to put this on one shot mode, and we're going to just make it a little shorter so it's not like a boom, and more of just like a doom. And we're just going to turn it up so it's nice and loud. And full sounding like that. Right, so we have that. Maybe we'll pitch it up a little. We can even make that a bit shorter, actually. Right, so we have our, like one of those. And then this is where we're just going to take another kick sample, like maybe something a little bit closer to a 909. Honestly, let's try doing it with the Ableton 909. Because it's basically that blend of like the nice fat 808 kick, but then the stuff that the 909 has too. So we'll high pass that. And then you're going to want to make sure that these have like start times matched up. And you really just got to blend them. Now, I think we're going to want a little bit more. It's still a 909 kick, but just something with a little bit more texture. Let's try like one of these. And you get the point. And then you're really just going to like pitch things around a little bit. And just try to make them fit together. And then the last step here is we're going to glue them together a bit. And really, so what it is it's an 808 kick, just with that like little bit of boost from a nice punchy kick on top. It's not that hard, but that's the secret to really get that. And yeah, so that is it for that donation. Let me go back in here. There we go. So yeah, that's how you're going to make that kind of kick. It's really actually not that hard. It just takes a little bit of magic there. Alright, cool. So, let's go to the next feedback in here, which is going to be from... Wait, where is it? Oh, here it is. Alright. Oh, Bombastico. Any status type. Yeah, I did a Future Garage tutorial that had some of his type of stuff. If a lot of people wanted it, I would definitely do one on him. Oh, dude, you actually have a good groove here, but all of your drums are weak. You need a better kick. Your bass is pretty good. I'd maybe fatten it up a little bit, just without like over compressing or saturating. But then it's like your kick, your hi-hats, your percussion. That's what you need to work on. Also, yo, Edame, the reason that was not close is that's the kind of sound, like, to get those two kicks to work together, what you're going to have to do is spend about an hour, really, or like even 2 hours sometimes, or probably even longer, finding samples. Because that one is not just like grab two random samples and it's going to sound as good as that track. It's that same technique I did, but then what you don't have, that I can't really do on here, is that like hour or two where you're literally just going to grab two different samples and just keep going and trying different ones. And you're not even going to know exactly what you're aiming for, but when it clicks, it's going to click. Like, that is the one thing that's the reason why I don't think it got as close. And also, you know, if you put it in the actual DAW and you study the sound, like, you'll get a lot closer. It's just that little, that's why that was what it was. Yeah, dude, this is a great groove. Synth works nicely.
Some of you have. That's what's going to define.
Cool break, but you need better kick, better drums. Really fatten the bass line up a little bit. Just get those, like, basic sounds solid. Alright. That's his next one. From Mindset. Stardust. Oh, it's kind of quiet, dude. Oh, this is actually nice, but there's some stuff that's not really working. But you have, like, what you have underneath the stuff that's not working, you have something solid. I'll explain. Like that groove, with the hi-hats and the kick and snare, and then the bass that's just long and held out, is working. Okay, yeah, so this is a good track, dude. I think you could definitely expedite the arrangement a little bit. Like, there's some parts that go on a little bit longer than they need to. Here's the thing, though. It's not loud enough. Obviously, you need mastering. You need a better kick. And the kick needs to be a bit louder as well. You need some fatter drums a little bit. Try fattening them up. But what you have is good. You just got to clean that up. And also, the synths could definitely use a bit more texture and some character. This is the type of track where I wouldn't be afraid to, you know, like, oversaturate your synths a little bit. Like, not like oversaturate, but like, you know, try like putting a drum bus on that, like that main synth. Try just putting some drum bus on there and putting it on the hard setting and turning stuff up, because this is a place where you could have some more character as long as you keep it clean. Like, make sure it's not too loud in the mix and all that. But yeah, I wouldn't be afraid to do that here. Like, this isn't the same as like when you're trying to make a techno track to send to like a super, you know, popular techno label and they want everything to be as clean as possible. You can have a bit more texture. Like that synth is great, man. Like, you have good stuff here. But again, also, yeah, I'd expedite the arrangement a little bit. Try studying the arrangement of some references. The other last thing I'm going to tell you, you need to add one more element in the low end. So right now, your low end is made up of your kick and your bass, right? Well, that works. The groove is working nicely here with that long held out bass. But the problem with the long held out bass is when you have long chords, you kind of lose a little bit of groove by the end. So what you need to have is the drum groove. You need to add like a little bass tom, like one of those, like one of those kind of things that's going to bounce off of the kick. And what you're going to do is the groove is going to be boom, 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 like kind of like that with the tom, you know? And that, I think that's going to counter the bass and they're gonna sit together really nicely. And it's gonna be that last thing that's just gonna tie the whole thing together. Like if you wanted to see it in a video that you can watch on my channel, it would be like the AGOT tutorial and Anelia, that kind of sound. It's so hard. Yeah, and I mean, I feel you, man. It's hard to make this kind of kicks. How do you make a kick like... I actually don't know that track. John, send it in the chat and send a donation. I can show you how to make it. SRVD though, if it's hard techno, I could probably get that like really quickly. Okay, DJ 7 play. First off, with this synth, the sound needs to be stronger, and that's not going to come from fattening this sound up. You need to go into the synth and either redesign the sound or like do things to the patch that'll make it like a just stronger sound straight out of the oscillators and straight out of the filter. The other thing is you're doing this thing where you're kind of doing like a right? Like that's like those notes, like you kind of, but the thing is you're playing around with the and you're not giving them the you're not giving them the resolution. It's a lot of like and then you're expecting to go right to resolve down to that note, but you're not getting that, and it is kind of throwing it off. So what you really want to do is redesign the synth line so it's a little bit more of like a, like if you're gonna do that, make sure you go down to because you see, like if I do that, like if I go I'm not singing it right, but yeah, like when I miss the, when I just go and you're not getting the kind of throws it off. So also drums need to be stronger. Definitely need, just redo the kick, redo the hi-hats. That snare could stay actually, but you need better hi-hats and a better kick around it. I actually like the vocals. Yeah, you just gotta work on those. Yo, John, thanks for the donation, man. Did you send a link in the feedback chat? See, that's where that one's at, DJ 7 play. I'll just work on those things. Alright, let's move up to the next one. But yo, John, if you say donation and link sent, yo, hold up. Actually, I'm gonna hop on that one. Alright, we got a new donation. We're gonna listen to that and then we'll get back to the list. Let's get out. I'm assuming it's the bottom here. I'm gonna just do one of these. Yeah, there we go. Yo, John, which one is you? Three trash can samples. Nice, dude. Alright, I'm gonna assume this is the donation. Access denied. I'm on YouTube, not in the chat. Oh, yo. Well, John, hold up. Let's go back to that up the list so we get it in order. But yo, John, you gotta go in the Discord link. Hold up. I'll drop it back in the chat real quick. That's where you send your feedback. Alright, let's get up here. Keep moving. Once you send the feedback, or once you send the link in there, though, I will do it. Because I can't really, you can't send links in the YouTube chat. That's the problem. So that's like a really easy way to do it. Alright, let's hear this from Xper. Okay. We didn't sing. Yo, this is me right now, bro. So relatable. Yeah, like you got the arrangement. Oh, you know what though? I would have some drums here, but they're gonna like kind of filter down and disappear by about this time. Only thing I'd really say, get a little bit fatter hi-hat, and maybe you could just make it like a little bit harder mastering too. I'm assuming there's not mastering on this, but yeah, you're really just gonna want to like push this one like a lot. But like honestly, for that kind of EDM stuff, pretty unique. Alright, man. Let's hit this next one from John. I'm gonna just do this. Alright, let's hear this next feedback from John. Thanks for the donation, man. Oh, this is not feedback. I'm gonna show you how to make this kick. Okay, so this kick, the way you're gonna make this kick is it's a 909. So let's just get like a nice 909 kick. Now, the thing is, it's really going to matter which one you start with. So, like, for example, this one is too small. Right? Like, if you use that, you're not really going to get it. You're probably going to want something more like that. That's really got, like, the tail. And it's already kind of got that 909 thing to it. So let's take that, just duplicate it, and then we'll speed it up too. Okay, so what it's going to be for the main kick, we are going to actually just do a bit of multi-band distortion. And so we're going to keep the low end pretty good. Right? Like, you know, you don't want to mess that up. We're going to get the mids and then the highs. Alright, and then we're going to distort these after the filter. That's how you're really going to get the sound here. So let's try the pedal. And I think we do actually want a little bit of saturation prior to this. Right, and then let's get the highs a bit too. Also, we can still try a few different 909 kicks because this is really going to change depending on which sample you put into it, right? Like if we get like see, we're starting to get a little bit closer now. Yeah, so it kind of becomes a bit of a dance with the saturation, but you can see how we're getting there. Yo, can't see Ableton. Oh, okay, I'll fix that. Hold up, my bad, guys. Alright, here we go. There we go. So you can see we got the saturation going. Now, I think the last step is actually going to be, we're going to try a bit of filtering. Right? So what this is going to do is we're going to do quarter notes and we're going to do the saw down. Alright, see that's going to help shape it a bit. Now again, we're not exact here on this layer yet, but I'm going to go ahead and make the bass. Now, the bass here, it's a rumble, and the way we're going to make that, so we're just duplicating over the kick. I think we're going to slow it down a little too, like, maybe like that. And then it's going to be reverb. It's just going to be a reverb rumble. But we're going to go on here, and we're going to do an arpeggiator doing 8th notes. With drive more up at the start. That is one idea. I think that's kind of where this filter is going to come in a little bit more, though. I think we need to automate that a bit more to kind of like be shaped like that. Another thing is, honestly, this kick they're using sounds sampled. Like, it kind of sounds like they just sampled a kick or something. Alright, so we got our nice, like, doom, 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 doom. We're going to get an amp on there as well after the reverb. Alright, and then we are going to sidechain this. Or as a matter of fact, instead of sidechaining it, let's do this technique I showed you guys last week, I think, where we're just going to take this, do like a little shaper with the utility. Just like that, yeah. And then just duplicate it a bunch of times. Alright, now see, and then we can still like try a different 909 kick. Again, like, you know, it's still like so yeah, you kind of see where we're going here. So that's how I go about that kick. Now again, just gonna blend those a little. And yeah, it's close. From here, you know, you can even also try like an 808 kick in this too. Like, I'll just try that for a second here. Yeah, see, you're kind of getting a bit of that too. So I think it's like that, and then at the end, we just have like a high pass, so that this is really just giving us like a nice like boom. Something like that. And then this can be a bit shorter. Yeah, see, so it's a few different little things that are happening. And we're even going to compress this 808 going into the saturation. So yeah, there it is. That's pretty much the method for that kick. And then it's really just going to depend on which samples you're using. So, thanks for the donation. Again, those sound design requests can be a little tough sometimes. I mean, the other thing is, like, this is hours and hours of work compared to, like, I'm sitting here, you know, doing this quickly, but it's pretty much the sound there. Alright, so let's move next to, thanks again, John, for the donation. Snap your beginnings. And that would be cool. I wish the sampler would snap the oh, we got more ads. Would snap the start time so that it would just always be right at the start of the sample. Or the start of when like the sample actually plays. Alright, this one's from Messy Bitch. Nice. DJ man. Okay, right off the bat, this little transition here. First of all, kick could be fatter. The like sample stabs, those could have a bit more texture to them too, like some more saturation or something, a bit fatter as well. But what you should do is you should kind of like tease it. Like, all right, so you go, you got this. Don't just drop right into that. Maybe drop here with like one kick, like just boom, 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 boom. Just the stabs, like super open, and then like a dum 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 dum, like just that one kick there, and then have the like full groove happen. Alright, yo, peace out there, babe. Also, I think you need like a bit more automation with the stabs. Like, you know, the stabs could use like a low pass filter moving around, some shit like that. Also, like, yeah, like a low pass filter, a bit more character on that. Honestly, I'd add one more thing too that happens maybe like kind of in the middle or the second break or something. Like maybe a new like a synth or like a 303 or something like that. That would just like kind of bring it to the next level. Also, I just realized you guys are still seeing Ableton. Hold up. Oh, there we go. Alright. Now you guys understand. I gotta remember that. But yeah, you got good stuff. I think you just need a little bit more Alright, next one from Way. Oh, yo, I got some donations. If you've donated and I haven't played yours yet, say something in the chat and tell me like which name it was on the donation, and I'll play yours next. Okay, so this is hard techno. I feel where you're going with the super, like, gabber. I don't think it's quite there, though. You need more punch in the kick. Like, the thing about the distorted kicks is if it's too much emphasis on, like, a distorted 909 or distorted 808 or whatever, you don't really get that, like, punch, like, that modern sound. Like, this kind of thing would work. Also, there's too much reverb on the kick. Like, it could probably be a bit cleaner and then really work, but, like, yeah. Like, these crunchy sounds are cool. I would just do less reverb on those too, though, honestly. Just bring the reverb down a bit. It kind of sounds like you got something on the master. You know, I'll take that off. And then the last thing is just better hi-hats also. Like, the hi-hats definitely need to be fatter and more full. Alright, yo. Cool, so we got another donation here from Safe Haven. Let's find it. Alright, this one is from Schmitz, aka Obscure in the chat. Thanks for the donation, man. Let's hear it. Okay, so off the bat, kick and bass groove is pretty good. Could probably bring the hi-hats down a little. Yo, if you send a donation, tell me the name that you put on the on the PayPal donation, because that's how I'll know it's really you. And these chords that are coming in are nice. Like, this part's super dreamy. It's good. You could definitely use a bit more though. Like, honestly, these chord stabs, what should be happening is they should be really, really close on the filter here. Like, just really, really, like, deep and more of like a boom. Like, super just deep, dubby kind of sound like that, right? And then when you get over here, the filter should be really big and open, just like that. But what you need to keep in mind there is that, like, you still needs to be more dynamic. Like, the filter can't just open up and just be open for a long period of time, because that's going to get boring. You need to make it dynamic. Like, have some parts where literally, like, it's like a quarter note, and it goes from closed to open, like really quick automations like that, and your track is gonna come to life, I promise. Compared to the reference, you know what? Overall, though, this is good. I would just turn the hi-hats down a little bit. Keep that stab, just a bit more automation to it. Like, you really want to play with like where can you take this, right? Like, you have this one sound and it has this extremely dynamic range where you can close the filter all the way and it'll literally be like a nice deep little like boop. Like, and then when you open it, it's a whole different thing. It's like this raging dragon almost, right? And you really need to like play with that. It's almost like if you had a movie. It's like, okay, like, you're writing a movie about some people in space, right? And it's like all they do the whole movie is they just like float around in space and go, wow, it's so cool having no gravity. It's like, well, dude, like, you could have explored like, oh, what's gonna happen if they run out of food in space? What's gonna happen like if their ship explodes? Like, there's so much like territory to explore there, and it's the same thing with this stab. It's like you need to think about like, what story can you tell with that? Like, keep it really closed and get that nice deep boom. And then also the raging dragon, like I said before. But the raging dragon has to be dynamic. You gotta make sure when that filter's opening, it's not just open for like an extended period of time in the same place. It's opening and closing. Cool. So, thanks for the donation, man. Oh, DJ Senpai, you should throw it. Yeah, a break in there honestly would be cool. Alright, cool. So, thanks for the donation once again. Next one here is going to be from Ryan Vaztec. Hey, alright. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, that was legit. Alright, let's hear this. West End, Life of Sin. Okay, this one, you have the groove. However, your hi-hat needs more, like your main hi-hat that's that one, it needs more to it, right? Like a layer of like a like that's gonna really just punch through that. And also your kick is hollow. yeah, dude, like this is a good group. Your bass could be fatter though.
All night, till the lights come on, till the lights come on.
Yeah, this is all good, dude. You just need like a. Also, it almost sounds like there's like an uneven swing in the bass line. Like, try quantizing all the notes, and instead of doing the swing by hand where you drag the 16th notes a little bit off the grid, instead just have everything super tight on the grid and use one of the Ableton Logic swings. It'll be really, really clean, I promise. Yeah, this is good, dude. You just need, the kick is just too hollow. Like, if you switch this out for a fatter kick, your track would instantly go like, woo! And then same thing with the bass line, though. Now, the bass line, you don't really need to change the sound. Maybe you could close the filter a little bit more. And if you have a square wave in there, in the oscillator blend, maybe bring that up a bit more. But, like, yeah, it's like just, and also the other thing is, if your bass has any unnecessary like saturation or compression on it, I'd get rid of that too. So all you gotta do, work on better kick, better hi-hat, again more to it, and probably a little bit more like high-end crunch too in the hi-hat, which is gonna come from a layer, not from processing. And then also just getting that bass line really even with the swing, and then making it a bit fatter, taking off any unnecessary processing on that. And yeah, that's all you really gotta do. That's a pretty good track there, though. So yeah, man. Thanks for the donation. Thanks for the support. Let's hear this next one from Ramon. I think that's how you say that. Alright, let's hear this. Where's it at? I saw it a second ago. Here we go. Alright, access denied. We're back at this one. Thanks for the donation, man. Again, there's one more donation that I don't know whose track it is. So, if you sent the donation from Nikos Olsen Hoveland, I think that's how you say that. Let me know which track is in the Discord for you. Oh, this part's good. Actually, this little thing where it builds up, all that, it just needs to be a little bit more exciting. I think you need something with a little bit more rhythm, like maybe like a percussion that's like, you know, something like that that's kind of going to keep your head bobbing with it. Maybe just something a little bit more exciting. And also the sounds need to be fatter, especially these here when it goes like all this. And then the little like that, all that needs to be fatter. How can I get the bassline fatter? Vastec. How you can get the bassline fatter? Take off any unnecessary processing. Turn the filter cutoff a little bit down. And if you have a square wave or a sine wave, like whatever's giving you that really fat sub in there, turn down the saw wave and turn the thing that's giving you the sub up a little bit more. And then also, like I said, the unnecessary processing, taking that off will fix it. I recognize this bass tom sample for sure. Okay, Ramon, your kick is, honestly, your groove here is good. I would turn everything that's not the kick down, like the percussions, down a little bit and get that kick right up on top. Also, your kick is still a little bit too much crunchy and saturation in the low mids and the mid range. Alright, this is cool. I like the progression with this type of techno too. Again, I think it's just gonna be getting that kick a little bit stronger. Like, you just need to focus your kick and your bass less on the mid-range and the low mids, and more on that just deep, powerful low end coming through. Also, the break could have a bit more going on. Again, it's the same kind of thing as over here. You just need that one thing. I was just gonna keep going in there. Small detail, but when it goes with the ride, have a high pass filter, like getting less, like cutting out the low end progressively as it's doing that, and also put some reverb before the high pass. Like, this is a good track. It's just these little things that are gonna make it really, really work. Other than that, though, cool track. And I think this synth, like that type of synth with the more like hard techno groove, is gonna work nice for sure. It's unique, so just like fix those little tiny things, and then it's gonna go to the next level. Alright, let's see if I can find this other donation in here. Nah, I can't. Alright, Nicholas, if you want the track, listen to, man. I appreciate the donation, but just let me know which one's from you. Alright, let's go to the next one. I didn't look at this one. Let's hear this from Merc. Merc, regular in Discord. Recognize you, man. What's up? Good to see you, dudes. Oh, that's pretty hard. See, this is an example of, like, you have a kick, and it's definitely got that mid-range and high-end super, like, nice and crunchy, but the low end is still there. I would even still do less of the high-end and mid-range crunch, but the low end is, like, not missing at all. Now, your percussion groove, though, I think this is where, like, a rave loop, like a, like that kind of thing, could really fill this in nicely. Also, the balance between your rumble and your kick is not really there. You need the rumble a bit louder and the kick, like, 2 dB quieter. Maybe 3. Also, I feel you with these. First of all, I would sidechain this a little bit differently. It sounds like the sidechain is kind of struggling to bounce back up. Get like either Shaper Box or LFO Tool or something like that. Or even do like what I did in here, where I have like this utility and see it's just drawing in the sidechain. Try something like that on this, on that synth organ thing. Because it'll really help. Also, yeah, I would honestly just ditch these drums and try some new ones, you know. Try, like, just getting them a bit simpler and cleaner, but just still super powerful. Like, yeah. Keep the kick, but the actual, like, percussion drums. Alright, next one is, alright, so this is the last donation that we got at the moment. If you guys want to send more, feel free. Alright, this one is from, wait a minute. Alright, hold up. I'm gonna try, yeah, there we go. Oh, nope. That's not. Ah, here we go. Okay, so this is your kick, and then this is the reference. Oh, you're gonna make me watch an ad, aren't you, YouTube? No, you're not, because we're gonna reopen it. Oh, we still gotta watch. Okay, so let's compare this. So, we got, alright, come on, Loki. There you go. Okay, so that's our reference. You know, man, you're not too far off. You're not too far off. It's probably just going to be in your low end. Now, let's say, like, it sounds like the way this is being made is it's like an 808 kick, shortened a little bit, and then it's got some multiband distortion to kind of like crunch up and give the highs a little bit more punch, right? Well, dude, like that, you're so close. Like you have the high end. I would honestly just make the kick a little bit longer. Like in the actual sampler, just just make the kick a bit longer. Whether you're cutting it with the like ADSR or if however you're shaping them, just let your kick ring out a little bit longer. Like that's really all it is that's missing, I think. It's just that the kick in theirs is a little bit longer. Like, and the thing is, you can listen to that and go, oh, well, their kick is fatter. Like, why is my kick not as fat? But it's not a case of like, oh, you need more saturation or more whatever. It's actually just literally just a longer kick. And then it sounds fatter because there's more kick there, right? Now, it's a tiny, tiny difference, though. That's what is really, like, the magic there, is then when it's not just, like, taking the kick from, like, boom, like, super long all the way down to, like, really small. It's just that little tiny, like, just make it a little bit longer, and then it'll match up. What can really help you with that, too, is you could actually just load this track up in Ableton, or whichever program you're using, right? And look at the waveform and really study how long those kicks are. And you can even make your kick like while looking at that and see like on the waveform, like just make sure your kick is a little bit longer. Again, it's a really subtle, like tiny thing, but it's gonna make that big difference. I think a lot of people think you want this little tiny short kick, but dude, like when you actually study these tracks, you realize that they're kind of long. So that's literally all it is. Anyway, guys, I've been streaming for a little minute now. Your boy's starting to get kind of tired. I got some more work I got to do today, so that is the last donation. And I believe that is going to be it for the feedback stream today. So, guys, if you haven't already, join the Discord. I'm going to send the link one more time in the chat. The link is also in the top of the description. Alright, there we go. I just sent it in the chat. So yeah, guys, go ahead and smash that link. Go in the Discord, join, come through. I'm in there every day talking to you guys, giving you guys feedback sometimes, you know, just talking about stuff. It's a really great group. You don't want to miss out. We're going crazy in here. Thank you so much for the support, guys. I love you all.